been 2 weeks since I moved into the van and I am absolutely loving it. Savannah we're having an issue with, but I've had to come back to the parents because the garage space is an absolute disaster and it is driving me insane. For my job, I've got clients, and when I was going to the clients, I have to get things out of the back door, and Savannah was trying to leap out the back door. I had to catch her mid-air one day. So stupidly stressful going back to work with Savannah. I managed 2 days and then I dropped her off at my parents for the day because I was like, I can't deal with having to keep her in and try get my stuff out and work. So we're back here and I am going to do some work on the garage. I've got to block it off somehow so she can't get out. I need to add sections in it because things are just flying everywhere at the moment. It's a great space, but because it's not organised and things keep flying around and moving when I drive, it is just carnage and I cannot stand that. Oh, and this one, I've let her out because I'm back at my parents' house, and she keeps coming back into the van, which is a really good sign, isn't it? She knows that this is home now. But right, that's what we're doing today. Got to take all the stuff out the back of the garage and then just work out how I'm going to put dividers in and how I'm going to do it. I want to put some drawers in. I've got lots of ideas. It's not all going to get done today. Today's job is just to try keep this one secure so she doesn't keep trying to escape because it's doing my head in. Okay, let's go.
I found a piece of off-cut ply from the build and cut it to size, and I also found these hinges, which were one of the first things I ever bought for the build and never used, so that was lucky. So then I decided to try for the first time to chisel a little bit. The first one went well, got that one in no problem and screwed it in place, and you can see Savannah's keeping a nice watchful eye out at the back. And the second one was not quite so neat, but we'll come back to that. And once I'd done this, I just tested it worked, which it did. So I screwed it into place. And I also then makeshifted just a tiny bit of wood to add the catchment at the back. And then also you can see on the left, I had to add in a couple of bits of ply at the back so the screws went into it and didn't just poke out the other side. But that's it done. And it all works, just need to add a bit of paint. There is my shoddy bit of work, but we'll sort that out another way. Right, the next job is to add in some detailing on these, just on the edges and in the middle, to block out the little crease of light that you can see through. So I'm just going to add some edging, coving. I've got a flat piece, so I'm going to add 3 pieces on to the top bit.
My pull-out pantry. Beautiful design, so proud of it, love it. Once I got in the van, completely impractical. I'm gonna have to cut it into 3 drawers. So the top drawer's fine, but basically it's too heavy. When it's full, it's too heavy to manoeuvre it and pull it out and manoeuvre it. So what I ended up doing was just taking everything out of there and put it elsewhere and then just not using it, so pointless. And secondly, it's great to get to the top drawer, but to get to the bottoms, you've got to end up doing this, and you just can't see. You can't see what's in them. So what I'm going to do, sadly, is have to split this into just 3 different drawers. Luckily, I've got 2 handles spare already, so we're going to take it out, and I'm just going to basically chop at the front and the back, and then add a couple of handles on and turn it into 3 different drawers instead of one big one, because as nice as it is, it doesn't work at all. So if you're building a van, don't build a pull-out pantry. If you do, build a really narrow one just for like your spices and stuff, but this, no good. It's no good, so we're going to change it. So once I put this on yesterday, it's great, it works. This is glued on, no problem. But then I tried to open this drawer and you can see where the hinges were. This drawer wouldn't open, so I've just taken off, as you can see, it used to go all the way to the edge. I've just taken off a smidgen of that drawer, and I had to take this off to be able to do that. So I've put a lick of paint on that, and this one, I mean, I had to do it with the top as well because the top one was scratching against this, so they now match, but that's just something else I've done this morning. So we'll wait for that paint to dry, and while we do, I'll take this out and get this sorted. As you can see, all of my stuff is out of it already, and oh, I'm so sad, but you know, never mind. Bigger problem, I can't get it out. It's now we've added this on, It's stuck. You can't, it's wedged. I'm gonna have to cut it in here. That's a problem, isn't it? Oh wow. Yeah, that is well and truly wedged in there.
So that was decision made. You've got to cut it in the van. So I marked with a bit of wood and then put that beam, as you can see behind, so the door wouldn't shut and I'd have some stability. And I just cut straight across with the jigsaw. Now that, although being messy, wasn't the difficult part. The difficult part, as you can see, is the back bit. There were 3 bits of wood holding all the drawers together, and trying to get the screw in there to get that off was a challenge. So got the first one, repeated the same process on the bottom one. It was a bit fiddly to unscrew the back again, but we got it done in the end. And there we have it. Those 3 bits were holding it all together. That is now the bottom drawer. The base one's the cutlery one, but then you've got 2 more separate ones. So I'll just go neaten up the edges, sand it all off, and I'll have to probably put some more catches on and handles and things, so yeah. But there's always a way, isn't there? There's always a way to sort stuff out. Quite impressed I managed to use the jigsaw horizontally, to be honest. Okay, now the drawers are done. We've got to add on a couple of these catches. The middle drawer has 2 already, so I need to add one for the top and the bottom drawer, and then a couple of handles as well, but this is the top drawer. So we'll put that one on there and then another one down there, and that should hold all 3 of the drawers in. I'm also going to add on more of these, so they'll each in turn hold each other in as well. Okay, 1 has turned into 3. I personally don't think it looks as neat. Having to hold the jigsaw that way was a bit of a challenge, so they're all a bit wonky. Maybe Dad can correct that with his hand saw. We'll see, but handles on, and I've added on extra little catches, so all the other doors sort of stay locked in place. Another job finito. But it really does make a world of difference. You can actually see the drawers now and what you've put in them. So hopefully that will be better suitable for van living now. I'll just put the rest of the stuff back in them. And then hopefully this will be dry with paint now, and I can put the top coat on and then put that back on. And the next job, I've got a couple of these to put up, storage things. I decided to put one by my bed for my iPad and my evening vitamins, and one by the shower for my laptop and a notebook and things like that. And then finally, I also created something to block the hole off for Savannah. So again, tiny little bit of rough cut wood and 2 L-shaped pieces of edging, and it slots down in there. As you can see, I just glued and clamped that on. And this is it painted. I actually think I'm going to do it pink, and instead of creating another one because of this mistake, if I use these flat bits like I've put on here, I'm actually going to edge this door with those flat bits, so this bit will be pink, and then I'm going to edge it to sort of cover up my not so great work there, and then it'll have sort of like the lightness, so it'll match everywhere else and have the edge sort of like detailed off, and then the cupboard will be pink. So because I just think it looks a bit boring or white like that, so I think I'm going to paint it and add on some edging just to make it sort of a feature thing. But there's little Savannah's drawer as well. It all works, everything locks in place, and this stays. So you see how I've just used L shape on the bottom and on the left, and then that just hooks in there, drops down, and then she can't get through. So with that locked and that in there, it's been really, really easy to do work. It's done the job. She doesn't get through. She can't get through at the top because of the curtain. So that has done the job perfectly, and she doesn't try jump out the back now while I work, which is amazing. So this week we've been at work. We've done my longer week at work, and no problems at all. She stayed with us. So
It's worked, thankfully. And I actually think it looks better sort of just having it blocked off. And when it's been pink, you know, we'll match this pink and make it look nicer. And yeah, I think that's a good job done. And these drawers now, my word, I am actually using them so much. They're so much better and they are full, and I am really, really glad I decided to do that. And this one, hello gorgeous, that was good timing. This one is getting very settled indeed. You can see how she's clawing at my seats. I have put that there now, which is like a flat scratching mat. So hopefully she'll avoid doing any more scratches, but she's doing a fantastic job. She's been out on the lead, the bigger lead. Now I just hang up on here and it's hooked to the hook. So she basically gets 8 meters run and she can go off and do what she wants, and I can have the door open and not have to worry about her because she is sort of on the lead and she's fine and she can only go so far. So that's working very well as well. And this is us. She sits by the door very patiently. Oh, I need to put that a touch higher for you, don't I? You're bigger than I think. But she's using the scratching mat, yay! So yeah, she sits by the door. So I'll put her harness on and then she, bless her, very patiently. Oh yeah, I also put a kitchen roll holder up, and I've ordered a gold mirror as well. So lots of little adjustments still to be made. Come on then, darling. It's very, very windy today. Very windy, look at that. So windy, so windy. So a couple of times this morning she has just sat with the door open like that. I think she just wants to look out. But then other times she'll just go and I can just sort of keep an eye on her because I know she's not going any further than 8 meters from the van. But she's doing awesome. She's really doing awesome and she's getting used to it very much. So, aren't you gorgeous? Although she doesn't like the wind, no. She doesn't like the wind. So when she's had enough, she comes here, she stands like that and she just waits for me to take it off her. And we're getting really good now. So beforehand, I couldn't open the door. I couldn't have that open because she'd try run out. But now she knows, don't you gorgeous? So I can sort of leave that open, and sometimes I'll just leave it like that because she just likes the airflow and to be able to see out. So then I just let her do that, and sometimes she just sits and watches. But it's too windy for you today, isn't it, darling? Don't like the wind, do you? You're not a windy cat. Lots of people love you, darling. You have to bear with me, I'm on an editing day today, so I am in my slacks, but we are having a great time. We're really settled now. We've been in about a month and she's doing better every day. I'm just loving every single second of it. And yeah, we're just trying to get into a rhythm and a routine. So I've got like a 2-week rota with my little business. So I've got a longer weekend and a shorter weekend and a longer weekend and a shorter weekend. So the longer weekends, which is last weekend, I went out and I did another incredible trip. So you'll see that next time. Amazing, couldn't have been better. Had perfect weather, saw 3 different incredible places, and I'll share all that with you next time. Just still getting things sorted, and I've still got to add in drawers and stuff in the garage, but we'll come back to that next time. It's I'm just still trying to find a balance with everything and yeah, get all settled. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.